Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. And now to honor America, please join in the singing of our national anthem. Representing the three-time Stanley Cup champion New Jersey Devils, Arlette.
I feel like I'm at a game. Oh my gosh. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Happy Devils Sunday. This is the Let's Go Devils podcast, season 5, episode 3, titled, Are These New Jersey Devils for Real? I'm your host, Sam Wu, here with Scotty of SiriusXM, Liquid Metal, and Beer Baron of
me.
Yes, of me. Streaming live on Facebook Live, Twitter Live, YouTube Live, and Twitch on the Primetime Radio Network. We are an undefeated preseason Devils podcast.
Ooh,
Undefeated, victorious, 3-0-0 of games that don't count, but it counts to us because we're whipping the league at the moment. Okay, I just
and when
do you believe
when you
hype?
say league, when you say league, you mean 3 teams, right?
That's the league, baby. That's the league. Put the league on notice. Put them on notice. Yeah, dude. Not only are we whip those teams, but we put up a bunch of goals. But go ahead there, Scotty.
No, I was gonna say it was a fun time watching Devils back out there on the ice. However, as a out-of-state fan, I got a bone to pick with the NHL in general, but we'll save that for later. Let's start with the positive. Beer. First off, you guys saw all the games, correct?
I did, yes. Well,
okay.
Well,
why don't we?
Well,
what?
Due to the cable provider that I have having a little tiff with the network that is providing, I've been able to basically bootleg my way through all 3 of these games. So I've been able to watch them. The first one I was able to watch on TV because it's right before the MSG shutdown from Comcast, because, you know, that's a Flyers conspiracy theory, which we could talk about later. But the other 2 I had to basically watch like I was back in college, pirating the stream on my computer. So I watched them. So just how I watched them.
So long story long. Yes. You saw all 3?
Yes.
Okay.
I said yes. I just said yes, but there's a caveat to it.
But, yeah, no, I thought you were going to be like, oh, I missed one of them, blah, blah, and then never mind.
No.
So anyway,
No.
I actually did not get to see the Islanders game, and I will talk. We'll have to talk about this later as well. I really didn't get to see the full games in general because I live in Los Angeles, and there's no more NHL.TV. So, what? Why are you raising your hand?
I told you I stream it illegally to you guys.
Sam, you're not supposed to say that.
Don't say
Anyway,
I'm kidding.
Anyway,
he's kidding.
Let's talk
he
about.
He can't do that.
Let's
he doesn't
talk
have the
about,
technology. He doesn't have the technology.
Let's talk about. Let's talk about Game 1.
I only do podcasts
against the Washington Capitals, and you know what? There were some big. It's preseason game, but there were some big names out there for the Caps. And
yeah.
I'm gonna call him the Hangman. Hangman Alexander Holtz, just like Hangman Adam Page. I'm gonna call him the Hangman because he's gonna leave goalies hung out to dry, my friend. We have been talking about this kid since he's been drafted, and I've seen endless people like trade for this person, trade for that person, trade for this person, trade, and we're always saying, Winston's up. He's got his ball.
He's excited too. He's
very excited as well. But wow, what a shot! And seeing him with Yegor Sharangovich looked like he shot out of a cannon, and then with Jack Hughes as well. Why don't you put me on pause here for a second? Let me take care of a little.
I'll step in for you, buddy.
Sorry, thank you.
Yeah. Well,
I'll just mute you.
To pick up where he's talking about, I completely agree because, first of all, Alexander Holtz, he had that beauty of a shot where they have a 2-on-1. He's coming in, and this is something that a lot of Devils fans have been yelling about forever. Just shoot the puck. Have somebody that's coming across that blue line that's not afraid to shoot the puck. Everybody always complains like, oh, even Jack Hughes. Oh, Jack's always looking for the pass. Holtz came across that line on a 2-on-1. He had the opportunity that if he wanted to, he could have held up a little bit, created a lane to make that pass, which, by the way, Sharangovich's first goal of that Capitals game was because Holtz made this absolutely perfect pass across neutral ice. A perfect outlet pass to Sharangovich, which sprung him on a breakaway. Sharangovich goes in and finishes the job. But you are 100% right. Holtz lets go of this absolute laser. And I'm sitting there, and I was texting with you guys in the group, and I was like, oh, my God. But then he did the same thing in the shootout, which was like a practice shootout. Didn't really matter. The Devils already won that game, but they want to do a little shootout too. Which is another thing we'll talk about later because Nico does the characters that he had to face in that shootout. That dude, I would have put that on a poster and hung it on my wall if I were him for the rest of my life.
He looks large in that goal, doesn't he? He
does.
Very, very
He's a big
large in that goal.
Large Marge. Tell him Large Marge sent you. But you're dead on the money, man. And I'll let you take over again. But seeing Holtz,
you got
small sample size, but ooh boy, did that look good. Ooh. That's like going to a fancy restaurant and they're like, have a little taste. And they're like, oh my God, can I have the rest? Can I have the rest already? And they're like, no, we have to cook it first.
And all three of them together. Wow. Just Sharangovich. Hughes looked on fire. He stole the puck and wait, was that the that was the Capitals game. He just picked in the puck, backhand in, and then Sharangovich was he the fourth or the fifth goal? I think he was the fourth goal. Right? I can't remember.
No. Sharangovich was the first goal. Hughes was.
Holtz. Holtz.
Holtz was the fourth.
The laser. That was yeah.
Was he fourth
or fifth? One or the other.
No, Nico was the fifth one. Nico had a nice little play, and he scored.
Nico had a nice play. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, wow. Those are the guys that you want to see just lighten it up right from the get-go. Jack Hughes. Think about what Jack Hughes looked like 2 years ago, and think about what he looks like out there now.
Dude, the confidence in that kid, that play that he made where he picked that dude's pocket. I don't even know who the defender was on the Capitals. First of all, note to that defender on the Capitals, whoever you are, you never, ever, ever pass towards the middle If there's any kind of forecheck coming down the ice, you never pass towards the middle. But whatever, you live and you learn. And Jack made him look and just embarrassed because first of all, he steals the puck. He put it on his backhand, and it was nothing. Which, if anybody's ever played hockey before, you try to take a puck on your backhand and you put it up in that top left corner over a goaltender like Jack did. The whole game,
money.
That every goal they scored that game, I was like, I'm like, that one was amazing. Oh my god, this one's even. And then there's a play where Sharangovich almost had 2 goals. One of them was on another breakaway, and it was a great save by the goaltender. And instead of trying to actually dangle him out, he goes down and just rips a shot. Goaltender got his glove on it. The puck goes squirting into the corner, and then Jack goes into the corner and makes this absolutely amazing pass to Sharangovich, and Sharangovich almost scores a second one. The future is bright, my friend. It's very bright.
He had 2
opportunities
right
within a 30-second span. I'm still pumped up.
And even though they didn't score there, you just love to see that because they didn't give up on the play. They didn't get frustrated. I mean, they were both high quality scoring chances. And, you know, it's only preseason, yes. You know, there's a lot of veterans over on the Capitals. Obviously, they're not going to be going in full motion. And some of our young guys are going to be excited and flying out there. We get it. So don't get too excited. But that's what's coming. That's what's coming. You know, that's what's on its way. You know,
yeah. But we can get excited about it because it's like we've been so disappointed for so long. So these little flashes, you can understand why fans get excited. You know what I mean?
No, everyone's got the right to be excited. But remember, you know, they may not be there this year yet. You know, it is a preseason game. Sharangovich is the old man on that line at 23.
Yeah, which is 23. Okay. It's crazy. Out of everybody that scored that game, he was the oldest out of the 5 goal scorers in that game. He was the oldest one, which is amazing. It makes me happy.
So close. We just
makes
fans,
me happy.
Like I said, we're almost there. I think we're going to see drastic improvement this year. I don't know, you know, like we talked about, but this is what we've been preaching for quite some time. But all these prospects and Fitzy and building the team, and they have the studs down there, you know. Don't waste on some crazy trades and sell half the team. Like you may already have the solution right there. And we didn't even get to talk about Dawson Mercer yet.
Nope.
Flying up and down the ice.
Nope.
Nolan Foote out there. Bernier looked good. Nico Dawes.
In his second game, he looked good,
Yeah. Nico Dawes looked large. Large in goal. Like, where's the goal? Some really nice... I can't see it. Nico Dawes is in the way, you know,
with his giant white helmet, which drives me crazy. But maybe he doesn't want to commit yet. But but there's a couple of things.
He hasn't found the right. You should tell Nikki. We should get Nikki to do that as well. He has airbrush. He hasn't found the right artist yet. He hasn't found the right tattoo artist, to do his helmet.
True.
Maybe you should do it.
I would in a heartbeat. I would in a heartbeat. But I have to say, dude, there's a couple things that I know in the first game there's a lot of people, especially on social media, and we've talked about this a million times over, that people overreact. We might be overreacting about how excited we are about the things, but by the way, I don't really care. I'm excited. Yeah,
but we've been talking about this for a while. We're saying, "Ha ha, told you so." That's what we're saying here.
Knock on wood when you say that. But
you know what I mean.
But what I was going to get to is there's people out there that were destroying the Devils who root for the team. They're like, their power play is atrocious. They're giving up a PK, a penalty kill. They can't kill it off. They're giving up a goal every time they score. They're letting up a goal 30 seconds later, and it's yeah, well, it's preseason. First of all, second of all, they don't have their established. Dougie Hamilton didn't play in that first game. They didn't have their regulars out there that they're going to be rolling out there in the regular season. They didn't have all the game plans put into place. There's still guys that are new to the team that are getting used to the system.
It was the first game of
it was the first
season.
Boom! That's what I'm talking about.
Be excited about the goals. They went out there and they flashed and they had a lot of fun and they showed what Magic can possibly be on the way once they're able to do that at NHL speed, like we just talked about. It's obvious the Capitals weren't going at full maximum speed. They're veterans. They're crafty. They know better, they know how to play in preseason and get themselves ready. But you can see that they were out there working too. They put up forward. It's not like they were just laying back, but you could see the flashes of just, oh man, hockey brilliance out there, man. You were talking
Dawson.
about it with that pass out of the corner.
Oh man,
that line.
If that line becomes a real thing, I feel bad for Kokanen because he's like, we thought we had a good thing. I thought we had a good thing. And Holtz comes in and is like, hey, get out of here, kid.
We'll get to him in game 2 against the Rangers because Yanni made his presence known over there, don't you say?
Well, that's true too. But the one thing that I wanted to point out about that first game is the fact that I think they had a lead 3 times and they lost that lead. They were down once and they came back and tied, and then they won that game. The bounce back of the team in that game was pretty impressive. And then that carried over. Listen, the Rangers game, they just flat out embarrassed the Rangers. I don't know if the Rangers sent their JV squad. I don't know what it was. Maybe the AHL had the ECHL come up and play some games for them. But the Devils, it's preseason. It's preseason, baby. It's preseason.
Yeah.
But the preseason game against the Capitals and the preseason game against the Islanders. If you look at both those games, in the Islander game, they were being outshot at one point going into the third period. I think it was 24-12 or something like that. They're getting doubled up. It was 1-0. Mackenzie Blackwood let in 1 goal on 15 shots or something like that. The team overall was holding their own. And then you get that timely goal. And then we go into overtime. And it's not the same old Devils in overtime. No. Sharon Govich took the puck and he said, you know what? I'm done with this. I don't want to be here no more. We're done. I want to get out of Bridgeport. You guys have terrible pizza up here. You don't even know what to do. And he goes in there. You're dead to me. He just rips one. Absolutely rips one and sends him home. 3 games, 3 wins.
Talking about having someone with the monster shot in the shootout. Weren't you just talking about that?
Well, something like that. Something like that. About time. It's about time. Huh. And in a shootout too. You know what's crazy? It's in that shootout, Nico Dawes got the chance to face Kuznetsov. I butchered his name. Ovechkin. Probably one of the greatest shootout heroes of the United States has ever seen in the entire history of the Olympic program.
TJ Oshie. Who's up next? Oh, it's TJ Oshie again.
Oh, just TJ Oshie. Time. Yeah. But I mean, Nico does, and there's somebody else. Throw somebody else in there. I don't know. I forget who the hell else he faced in that.
How many times did he go in a row? That
7 or 8. 7 or 8, I think. It was 7 or 8. It was crazy. And then the Russians started throwing Kovalchuk out there every 2 seconds. They're like, oh, okay, we can do this too. They're like, Kovalchuk, go back out there.
Whoa! And you know what? I know it was mentioned. When I was watching the condensed game that I had to watch by the Washington Capitals broadcast team about that rocket shot from Sharon Govich really starting to look a lot like Kovalchuk's used to be, what's he about 6'2", 6'3"? What was Kobe? Right around the same size,
Somewhere around there.
Bigger. He's filling out a little bit more.
Listen.
I'm not saying obviously. Listen, Goaltending obviously was a unique talent, even from his younger age and everything like that. But it's okay to say a guy's shot reminds you of someone else's. To say that he gets that Sharon Govich can get some. And I don't like mustard. Yeah, I'm weird. I don't like the mustard. If I get a balsamic,
neither do I.
He's got a wonderful balsamic glaze. How about that? He's got a wonderful balsamic glaze.
Oh,
a nice balsamic glaze on a sandwich there.
There you go.
Hold your mustard, jerky. But yeah, he's got the balsamic glaze, my friend, or some barbecue sauce. He's got some extra barbecue sauce on there.
There you go.
In that shot, much like Kovalchuk. We saw those where he would just line up and, you hear him ping off the post at times, where it was just like, ding, like throughout the arena, like,
mm-hmm.
If Sharangovich can start unleashing some, close to that level, I'd be a very, very, very happy camper, especially with a guy like Jack Hughes feeding him the puck. And then, on the other side, there's a hangman, Alexander Holtz.
Well, Alexander Holtz also, I don't know.
And we don't know. We're just talking. Yeah, we're just talking like what we saw in the preseason.
Yeah.
And shout to Ramona. She was talking. She's like, Holt's going to make the team. And look, whew.
Hey,
man, that line looked intriguing. That line looked intriguing right there. Yeah, I'll tell you that.
Let's also talk about how Dawson Mercer has played, because Dawson Mercer has made a hell of a case to make this team too. And listen, 3 games preseason, it means what it means. It means what it means, but it gives the team enough time to evaluate, because last year, you think about it, they didn't have this opportunity. I think, what did they have? Like maybe 1 or 2 preseason games before they jumped right into it. There's no PTOs last year. There's no real training camp last year. So this year they get the full, like Ruff and his coaches, they get a full, they get the full bada bing. They walked in and they got the full Monty. So now you're looking at a situation where you have a good enough opportunity.
Okay. I thought you said you were okay, Spider.
I thought you said you're okay.
How about my drink? Bring my drink too.
A clown to you? Like I amused you? But you look at the team and the kids that have the opportunity to make it. And listen, Jimmy Vesey scored against the Rangers. That must have felt good for him to do that too. Like he's still trying real hard to make that last roster spot. They have a game against the Capitals tomorrow night. It'll be interesting to see what the lineup is going to be, because supposedly Lindy Ruff is already making cuts and starting to send guys back down.
I was just going to say, we should, and hey, everybody, we know, by the way, on the Facebook page, Mike Rossi and Ramona and Cheryl and Danny, we're going to talk about this NHL.tv and Jalen and everyone else that's up there. And everyone on the YouTube live. I just want to give, so Chase Stillman, probably no surprise, was cut. Nathan Shaw,
well, not
Robbie
cut,
Russo,
not cut, just
not
like
cut. Yeah, back to the minors.
Back to the minors.
Yeah. But yeah, he got cut. It's the cuts, like this is cuts down, trimming the roster. Yeah, it's first cuts. Nathan Shaw, Robbie Russo, and Brian Flynn, and they claimed Mason Gearston, a large minor league skater. Okay,
what does that mean?
I don't know. He's got a track record apparently as being large. And he skates in the minor leagues. See, that's why he's a minor league skater. See where that is there? Minor league. And he skates. See that? You even gonna acknowledge my Norm Macdonald? You gonna even acknowledge it?
Hey, R.I.P. R.I.P.
I know.
To the king.
Well, you said something before when you said note to self. I was like, note to self, Norm Macdonald. Note to self.
You know what?
Be careful about Germans. They seem to love David Hasselhoff.
Yeah. So Chase Stillman, Nate Schnarr,
that's what I just said.
Robbie Russo. Yeah. So
yeah,
these minor moves. You lost me. You lost me so hard.
Yeah, country to bother me or scare me. Not North Korea, not Iran, not Iraq, anything like that. I don't know if you're ever a fan of history, but the country of Germany, they decided to go to war or in the early last century, and who did they choose for their opponent? The world.
Oh God! God bless him. God bless.
Oh my God.
Norm Macdonald, by far the funniest, most underappreciated, and maybe for those that don't know the great joke, Maybe I'll pull out a Norm joke at the end of the podcast for my final thought.
All right.
One of my favorite Norm Macdonald jokes.
Okay.
But anyways, yeah. So they're starting to make the cuts. They're starting to whittle down the team. They're starting to get an idea of what the identity of this team is going to be. Bernier coming back and having a really strong game against that other, what is that gross garbage dumpster fire team across the river.
Yeah,
like a hot diaper in August,
something like that.
So he had a great game against those dumpster fires, and I have to say, there's a solid opportunity for Mac Black to once again really solidify himself as the number one. But it feels really good. It feels really good to know that there's a guy right behind him that could be like, "Yo, you're not doing it. Get out of my way," and could take his spot like that. I mean, it feels good because like the whole last year bringing in Crawford, that's what we were trying to do. That's what the Devils were trying to do. That's what Fitzgerald was trying to do. Try to bring in that veteran leadership. Try to bring in somebody that'd be like, "All right, dude, you can't do it. Fine, you're now number 2, and this guy is now taking your starting job." And I think that the goaltending situation is in a good place. Defensively, I feel like a different type of confidence with this team. I will be there, by the way, October 15th at opening night, and I can't wait to walk in the doors for the first time in 2 years. For me, I know a lot of people went last year. I didn't go last year, so this is going to be the first time in almost 2 years that I've been to a Devils game. And it's gonna feel kind of surreal. I might shed a tear or two, maybe 3.
Okay. All right.
For each cup. It's gonna be one of those moments where it's like, wow, I can't believe like I'm actually back. But I cannot wait to see this team take the ice. It's a different feel. It's excitement because it's like you see what happens in these preseason games, and you're like, oh my God, like, wow, this is what we have to look forward to. In the past, it's like, oh, Taylor Hall's pretty good, right? You could do things.
And the thing is, the sky is the limit for some of these guys too. They're not obviously all going to pan out, but we got a lot of potential for some big time talent on this team. And I was just looking over here at the, Subban, first goal against the Rangers from McLeod and DeLeo. Then Kuokkanen, from Holtz. Look at that. Subban again. 2 points for PK. Tice Thompson from our boy Dougie Hamilton. Thomas Tatar gets in on the action there in the second period.
Tuna.
Yeah. From Pavel Zacha, who then scored the next one. And then, assisted again by Dougie Hamilton and Thomas Tatar. Jimmy Vesey gets in there. Dawson Mercer on that breakaway finally gets his goal. What a pretty, pretty move. Pulling it back and then just flipping
and Mercer
it over.
With 2 goals in 3 games. Sharon Govich with 2 goals in 3 games. Sharon Govich's goal, especially the one in overtime, was a beauty. But I have to say, that Mercer goal that he scored against the Capitals. Bryce Salvador, if you haven't seen this, by the way, go on YouTube.
Wait, the Capitals or the Rangers?
Against the Capitals. If you haven't had a chance to do this, go on YouTube or go on Twitter. Go on to Bryce Salvador's page. He breaks down Dawson Mercer's goal against the Capitals. And I think that was when I tied it up. I think that's the one that made it 4-4. And
you're right. Yep.
He had
I almost forgot about that goal. Wow.
It was a 1-on-3, right? So he basically he's at the tail end of his shift. He gets basically a 1-on-3. So he's kind of not hung out to dry, but Bryce painted it in the perfect picture because Dawson had an opportunity to dump the puck into the zone and go off for a change, which would have been the right play. Instead,
he beat the guy on the corner over there.
He beat the guy in the corner. But but if you watch the way that Bryce breaks it down, it's because of his hockey IQ that he was able to do this. He looked back over his shoulder. He's looking for help coming down. He doesn't see anybody coming down, but he notices that the defender switched the stick on the other side. because the defender did that, he knew he could lean into his left foot, and he can get a step on the defender and make a break for the goal. Like the way Bryce breaks it down, you're like watching it unfold, and you're like, oh my God. And then he put it in a spot. Dude, that was a goal scorer's goal. He put it into the shoulder of the goaltender, basically underneath the pipe, into the goaltender's shoulder, into a spot where it was going to hit the back of his arm and force the goaltender to make a move with his arm, which goes like this, which pushes the puck down into the net. It was insane. Absolutely insane. And the kid pushes play. That's the thing, is like, he makes when he is on the ice, you're like, there's Mercer. Like, you see him on the ice. It's not like, oh, hey, Mercer's out there. Who's 18? Oh yeah, there he is. Like, the kid is making a name for him. And listen, preseason, we get it. But if these things can carry over into the regular season and they can consistently do this team could make some noise.
Well, it's just a glimpse, It's just a glimpse of the magic that is out there and the potential that they have. And also, the great thing is when he looked back as well, his hair just kind of blew back in the wind, like in a magical moment, and he was able to pose like in a hockey thing for like some photography from the corner.
Tops,
with them, like,
Tops was there.
Yeah, so it was really, the hockey IQ is off the charts because he's doing, photo shoots in there while he's also,
and the
making
flow.
NHL defenseman look bad because he did. He beat him around the boards. He went right across 3 guys. I just watched the highlight as well. So because I was like, what happened? Oh, yeah. Because I was wowed by his breakaway shot in the Ranger game when he pulled it back and then. But this goal also, like you said, it's just amazing because like where he put it, like the goaltender's eventually going to have to move, and as soon as they do, like it's just going to trickle right in, which it did.
Yeah,
And they even talk about it. He puts his arms up before he even went in because he knew it was going to go.
Yeah.
So the kid looks really, really good, and again. No need to rush them if we don't have to. Again, this is just preseason, okay? We know the Rangers are going to look – listen, any team could have a terrible, terrible game. Obviously, the Rangers had a terrible, terrible game, and it's in preseason, so whatever, Not every game is going to go that way, but they, looked really good. And this is what you want to see in preseason is your young guys having fun, gelling – finding each other on the ice, learning, starting to find chemistry. We'll see where these cuts go. It's going to be very interesting if any of these, I know they have some veteran PTOs in camp, but these young guys just might push them out. They just might push them out, man.
And here's the thing too. There's a lot of people that are going to be like, they need to be there. They need to be there. They should, right? But at the same time, you have to think about it like this, and this goes for any defenseman too, because Kevin Ball looks like he might have picked up right where he left off. Riley Walsh had an okay game against the Capitals in that first game. Your boy, who I'm going to let you pronounce that name because
Ahoyuk.
Yeah, but I don't even think that's right because they were saying it. I don't even know. They said it in the broadcast, and I was like, that sounds like nothing like we've been saying. But anyways, we know who we're talking about. He looked pretty good. Maybe,
but he was paired up with Walsh, though, wasn't he?
No, no. Ball and Walsh were paired together.
Ball and Walsh were paired. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yep. Okay.
But there's there's going to be opportunities for these guys to get in there. But my point is like, so there's a lot of people that are like, oh, we need that guy up here. We need that guy. Not necessarily. Some of these guys are better suited to be in the AHL where they're going to be getting 19 minutes a game, where they're going to be playing on the top pairings in the AHL. And it's better to have these guys down there playing every single night than sitting up in the booth watching the team play. That's why you have some of these PTOs. That's why you have a Jimmy VZ, because you have like a guy that you could be like, all right, you know what? He'll come in when we play, I don't know, whenever we play the Flyers or we play the Rangers, we need like somebody that's going to be XYZ against one of their players and blah, 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 blah. there's strategic reasonings that you bring certain guys in or you have certain guys come down and play. But there's these young guys like Holtz. If there's not a place for him right now, you put him in the AHL and you let him mature. If
I think there
I'm
is.
Just, I know. I think there is too. I think there is too. I'm just saying, if one of these guys gets sent down to the AHL, nobody should be pissed off about it because you need to let these guys accrue minutes. Like they need to get their minutes under their belts because that is what's going to help them get to that next level. Go ahead, Sam.
All right, so I shouldn't be saying this.
I say the teacher comes out to him. Sam, yes.
Sam, yes. How can I help you, buddy?
You raised your hand the correct way, Sam. Yes, you may go now. Yes, you have to use the bathroom.
Waiting quietly and patiently.
All right,
one or two, buddy. Oh, take the pass.
I shouldn't be saying this, but the other day, went to Devils Rangers. And I was going to the season ticket lounge. And along the way, I spotted Kevin Dineen, Utica Comets head coach.
Yeah, okay.
So
okay.
I try to eavesdrop.
Is that why we had to bail you out from the Newark police station?
Yeah, in the mobile command center. Yeah,
the mobile command center outside. Yeah,
outside.
We had to go get Sam. Well, we had to go get him the other day. We were like, "What the?" They flew me in from L.A. They're like, "You better come get him. You better come get him right now."
So I was trying to eavesdrop.
Mm-hmm.
Got nowhere because he was on the other side. But I'll tell you, that guy is a serious guy. He looks intimidating. Like he was just like talking something, and I was trying to read lips, and I'm thinking, this is the guy that's going to help us with our young players.
The whole time he's like, you have to get when you get your prime rib, you have to get it cut to a certain degree, and you got to make sure. And you only see his hand movements, and he's going like this a lot. And he's like, you got to make sure it's going right, because if they cut it this way, you're losing flavor. But if you go straight down, no, you don't.
What he said was, I want some beef.
He's probably like me, like. No mustard. I said balsamic glaze. Okay, balsamic glaze.
What's that fancy California stuff? Oh my God!
That's just avocado.
Yeah. I think that's everywhere now. It's like those damn spotted lantern flies out here. So I think the Devils AHL team. That's another great point. Is Kevin Dineen being down there as the head coach? I think they're in great hands.
He's awesome.
They're in great hands.
He's awesome.
I think this is going to be one of those seasons. Like, if there needs to be somebody coming up from the AHL, or there's somebody that needs to go down for conditioning or whatever have you, you're going to see somebody that's going to come up to this team that's ready to rock and roll. There's going to be a good transition between the AHL to the NHL, and there's been times in the past where the Devils have had, guys come up and they look lost. They're like, whoa, now we're playing with the big guys. Oh, God, what am I doing? I crapped my pants. Back in the day, there used to be a seamless transition. You'd see a guy come up, he'd fill a spot, he'd do his job, and then more than likely he would get sent back down. But when he was there, he was doing what he needed to do to keep the team going in the right direction. And it wasn't like, oh, crap, now we can't put this line out here because we have so-and-so who's going to be a complete anchor in the sand over here. So I think they're set up in a very good way. But as I was trying to say before, listen, dude, if any of these young guys that we want and expect to be on this team have to make a stint down the AHL, it is not a bad thing.
That's totally fine. We've waited this long. A little bit longer is not the end of the world here. Like,
yep.
Let's just let him do it. And I'm sort of like daydreaming about what like some of these lines could be here. Just thinking about it.
I saw a couple that put Mercer on the fourth line, and it still looked good. I'm like, all right, all right.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm just that Holtz. Hughes and Sharon Govich line is just so enticing after seeing it, and thinking about Nico with like Tatar
and Brad. Woo.
Yeah, and then maybe like a third line with like Zaka and Mercer. Oh
And
man,
Kuokkanen.
and Kuokkanen. Holy jeez. I mean, you got Miles. Oh my gosh, there's so.
Then Mikey McLeod, Miles Wood, and then like
Mikey McLeod.
You could have the
Boquist,
triple M's. You could have the triple M's on that fourth line. You could have Mercer, McLeod, and my brain just farted. What the hell?
Miles Wood.
Miles. There, Miles. There you go. Miles. That was the third M. Jesus. I was like, my brain was like, W? W's not an M. It's been a long day. I was at Oktoberfest once again. So
Nolan Foote. Oh man, there's so many
Andre
options.
Johnson? How's Andre
Johnson? Andre Johnson was
the highlight of last year. The highlight of last year. Texas, Houston Texans receiver Andre Johnson.
Houston Texans receiver Andre Johnson.
Expendable.
Who we thought was going to be future Seattle Kraken, but did not. I believe I did not see him really on the highlights in the Rangers game, though he did play. Yeah.
Participation stat?
Yeah. He was there.
No way, maybe he didn't. Wait, maybe he didn't play.
Yeah, he did. He played in that second game. I think he played in the third game, too.
Maybe he only played in the third game. Hang on.
Guys,
I definitely in the third game.
I have a question.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think about the Penn Stater? 2 assists against the Islanders.
Depth. And that's the good thing, dude. Woo. You put that kid in the AHL, you let him listen, you let him mature in the AHL a little bit more. There's a couple guys that I feel like they need to be in the AHL just to kind of get those minutes. Get those minutes, man. Get those minutes. Don't be shy.
Oh, Talavidi. Oh yeah, Hoyuk. Yeah. Oh, Sharon Govich. Yeah. Oh, where were all the haters after the first Islanders goal? There's Paul Mary getting the assist. Told you.
Yeah, Paul Mary was also out there. Paul Mary was also out there for the goal that tied the game up. So, and guess who was in goal? Guess who was in goal? Guess who led up that goal? Little man named Corey Schneider.
Corey Schneider. Oh, poor Corey.
Poor Corey. Poor guy. He's a nice guy. Nice guy.
He's like the nicest guy in the world. Yeah, he just got dealt a very, very bad hand. But he tried his best in all the situations.
We've covered that so often, like where people are like just hating on. Anyways, he was like the substitute teacher that like everybody was like throwing stuff at, and you're like, dude, he's a nice guy. Just leave him be.
Yeah,
he's a nice. Corey's a nice guy.
And don't forget, he housed Jack Hughes there when he was 18 years old. When he moved. So he had his part there, besides playing a goal,
Yep. Hey, and speaking of Jack Hughes in the Islanders game, Jack Hughes went off the ice and kind of went down the tunnel, and everybody was freaking out like, oh my God, here we go. Jack already got hurt. Once again, folks, preseason, so they're probably siding on the caution and making sure that he's okay. And it's not worth putting him back out there if it's even if it's a little tweak. So I figured Jack Hughes will be fine. I don't know about you. I haven't seen any big reports that it's anything serious, knock on wood. So hopefully Jack will be just fine. So there's that.
JDevil11 is giving us tips on how to pronounce some of these players' names.
There you go. Yeah. By the way,
Jade,
listen, I can't say anybody's name. They should know that by now.
I got a Hoyuk. Is that incorrect? Isn't that what it is?
It's terrible. It's terribly wrong.
It's terrible.
Terrible. So what are some of the
Charles
please
Barkley?
Enlighten me.
I think that's what I thought it was. I could be wrong.
No, not you. No, did Sam said there's somebody on Facebook?
Oh yeah. Who else are we mispronouncing?
Oh, I don't know. I see a guy named JDevils11 on YouTube Live. Teaching us how to pronounce some of these names. He says it's perfect. So I guess we're doing it right.
Oh, good. Oh. Hey, by the way,
no.
Listen, I openly
he's
admitted
confirming for us. Okay, all right, cool.
I give Sam Wu all the credit in the world, buddy. I'm very proud of you. All of us are very proud of you here for how far you made it with the PA announcer, for having the stones to go and do that, to put the demo reel. And anybody that gave you crap or like, "Boo, I don't like it," you can go kick rocks, all you knuckleheads, because our buddy here, Sam, put his name, his reputation out in the line, did a damn good job, made it into the top 10. And what did you do, you couch riding slugs? Nothing. You did nothing. And guess what? I didn't do it because I can't pronounce names. I would look like a fool. I don't have the stones to do it. I could probably put out a good voice. Can't do it though, because you know what, Sam, you deserve all the credit in the world for making it as far as you did with that PA announcer gig. And I gotta say, man, all kidding aside,
keep going.
Well, all right. Well, all kidding aside, man, that took a lot of courage, and from me, from a lot of our fellow Devils fans, and from the Let's Go Devils podcast alum, we all say congratulations for how far you got.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
And everybody,
you know what I've decided to do at Taj Lounge 97.3 on October 15th, our big over the top celebration. Remember how we were talking about that in the beginning of the pandemic? That when this is all over, that we're going to have a big, gigantic party.
Over.
Well, we're going to have a big, gigantic party anyway. It's going to be over the top. I'm going to be making starting lineup announcements on my bullhorn in the streets of Newark.
There you go.
See, there's now I feel better.
And somebody's going to be sitting in the office somewhere, and they're going to go like this. They're going to go, "Oh my God, what is that angelic voice I hear echoing in the streets of Newark?" They're like, "How dare we make the wrong decision?" I'm just. By the way, the gentleman that won the job, congratulations to you as well. You're very deserving of that as well. That dude, seriously, that takes a lot of stones to do that job, because that is not easy. I say I can never pronounce the names. I mess up easy names too. And the first time I would mess up a name in person, I'd just be like, "Well, F this, people, I'm out of here." And they'd just be like, "Oh my God, the PA announcer just quit in the middle of the game." But yeah, good on you guys for doing that stuff. Anything you want to add there, Scotty? You want to be supportive of Sam?
Well, there you go. I mean,
geez.
you said it all. I mean, you kind of said it all there. Yeah.
Okay, good.
I would say don't go. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was about to say, can we transition to defense? I want to talk defense.
Defense.
Yeah. Because we got a lot of
Hamilton
that are.
You know what? PK Subban looks very comfortable out there.
Well, yeah, because he doesn't have to be the number one.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to be the number one or the number two.
He could be number 6 and just be PK.
He could. He could be himself. He could do that shot that he had that he scored that goal on. It was vintage PK. That's like he got himself in position and just ripped it. He wasn't trying to aim the puck. He wasn't trying to, pick a corner. He just kind of slid into position and just wound up and popped it straight down the middle.
I think he's number one in the trade market. That's what we want.
Wow. If he has a decent season, yeah.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I want PK to shine this season so we can flip him for something nice. At some point at the end of the season. That's what I want. Yeah.
Imagine like you take
our
PK
house
and you turn him into like a number one, like you're a first round pick or something like that. I
don't know if we'll get that, but maybe.
Listen, man, the crazier things have happened, and if he's having like a pretty stellar year, depending on where this team is, hopefully this team is in a good spot where they're like, he's expendable, and maybe we can get a first round pick for him. But
I can't see us re-signing PK. No, just with the amount of talent we have now that we have Dougie Hamilton secured for a long time. There's, Dougie takes over that role. that PK, used to have on Montreal and Nashville. It's a little past this point now. Dougie is the man here. In New Jersey.
You wouldn't take a flyer on PK at a quarter of his current paycheck right now.
He's not gonna take a quarter of his paycheck. He'll take half, but he's not gonna take a quarter. And why? Why would we need to?
I'm not saying we need to. I'm not saying we need to. But if he's out there and he's doing good things and he's playing well, if he's playing well, then
I'd rather trade him for a bunch of draft picks and start stockpiling this system again. The way that we did before, and keep it moving. Keep it moving.
Keep the train going.
Let's face it.
Keep the train going.
As excited as we can be for a team right now, let's face it. When this stuff happens, look at what happened to the Blackhawks. Eventually, they had to make some choices, and they signed who they signed, and then they had to work around it, and they had to cut some guys. They had to let some really nice prospects walk and stuff like that,
one of them is across the river.
Yes, he is. That was a very big walk right there, So, it's imperative for Fitzy to keep the cycle moving. We know that we got Luke Hughes down there. We're not going to see Luke for probably like 3 or 4 years,
2, 3.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 3-4, the way this goes, it's only freshman year in college. Like, he's probably going to play there a year or two at least.
I would say he's going to play there
in 2 years, then at least a year in the AHL, and then maybe you're talking like 3 or 4 years before you see him. But the point is, keep that cycle growing. Keep those prospects in there. If PK plays, above expectations this year, and we're able to flip him for a bunch of either some prospects or maybe some draft picks, it's always good to start stockpiling again. And that's when you find those diamonds in the rough kind of deal. When you have more picks. When you have more picks, your odds obviously go up as to, which ones are actually going to hit. If you only have 4 draft picks as opposed to a team that has 10 draft, whatever. How many rounds do we have? 6 rounds. So you get 6 rounds, 7, or is it 7 rounds in the draft? I can't remember. So if you're going in there with like 10, 7. 11, obviously, there you go. So obviously your odds are going to be greater. The more prospects you got, more chances you're going to find somebody.
Yeah, I know. I don't disagree.
I'm
just saying, like, I don't disagree with that. I don't know if I don't know if we'll get that huge return on him. It depends. I mean, it's like whatever his season's going to be. But if he's playing well, I mean, that works out for us no matter what. If he's playing like crap, at least we don't. Like, if he plays poorly, you could shuffle him down into the bottom pairing, or you could potentially even have him like as a healthy scratch a couple of games.
Just put him down in the bottom pairing to begin with, and let him shine down there. He's gonna flourish in that role, instead of playing those top line minutes. That's gonna be Dougie. That's gonna be Ty. That's gonna be Ryan Graves. That's gonna be Sam Woo's best friend, Damon Severson, who, by the way, Sam Woo, I don't know. Come back here, Sam Woo. Damon Severson, I don't know whose goal it was on the Capitals. He just basically let like the forward just like right in the middle, and like it was almost like he was like trying to stay out of the way and like stick his stick all the way across. Do you know what I'm talking about? Did you see that in the first game? I thought it might stick in your memory. It was a classic Damon there, just where you're like, wow, but it would have been good to get in the lane and block that shot right there instead of letting like a wide open in the slot kind of. Yeah. I thought of Sam Woo when I saw that. I was just like, that's one where Sam's going to remember about our boy Damon Severson and the, we know NFC preseason game. Right, don't take a chance. Don't get hurt. Let it go through. It's good practice for the goalies. I get it. But it just very reminiscent of some other plays in the regular season that Mr. Severson had made in the past. And so,
hey, at least he didn't put it in off his butt again. There's always that. We see him stick his ass out there and put the puck in his net.
Mark Sanchez's career practically ended on that play. Damon Severson, he's coming back. I think he's gonna totally redeem himself this season.
Okay,
that's my prediction.
All right, we've already got some trade Severson talk here, going around. So
no.
Oh my God. So early. That might be the earliest it's ever happened.
I know you're kidding, Douglas. I know you're kidding, or maybe you're not.
No, he's not. If that's from Douglas, if that's Douglas on Facebook, he's not kidding. He's been saying it every year we've been doing this podcast for the last 5 years or however long we've been doing this for. That's Douglas. He doesn't like him. Douglas does not like him.
And as soon as we stop talking and Sam Wu gets like, all right, we're clear. Sam Wu is like, I hate that David Severson. I cannot wait for him to be off this team.
He makes us watch him. He makes us watch him tear a picture of Damon Severson in half at the end of every podcast. He holds it up and he carefully, slowly rips it in half. And we have to sit here and watch it. And if we try to sign off early, he goes, I have control of your computers. And he just makes it's the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing. But anyways.
Yeah.
I know we kind of touched on it. We kind of touched on it a little bit. But I just kind of want to
people believe us or not.
Oh, they do. They probably do.
Douglas. Oh, by the way, Douglas says I appreciate that I despise Severson. So
100%, dude. I know our fans. I know our fans well enough Dude, Douglas, Severson could have like a 6-point game, and Douglas will still straight up murk the dude on social media and just like trash his name. Get rid of him. I hate him. And I'm like, all right. He did just have 6 points. He's like, yeah, but he's still a negative 11. Get him out of here.
You know what? And that's a classic. That's a classic Damon Severson right there. He'll somehow have a 6-point game, but still come out of it at a -8 or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, how did you do that? Oh, he's out there for every bad thing that happens. He's a negative 8,000. Oh, Lord. Somebody's like, my dad died in the bleachers. Damon Severson was probably on ice.
That was a 6-point game. That was a -2 on the night.
Yeah. Hurricane Ida came through and destroyed half of New Jersey. That was probably because Damon Severson was on the ice when it happened. He was probably skating. President John F. Kennedy was assassinated. Well, Damon Severson was standing over by the grassy knoll. Is that a coincidence? I don't know.
I think he was flying. He was flying, and then the butt of the plane just kind of deflected the
God. Oh my God.
Well, you know what? We're having a lot of fun here. Joking around. But
Too much fun.
You know what? No, but that's what this type of team kind of like. You can be fun. You can be excited about it. We're not just like.
Are you reading Facebook?
No, I'm not reading Facebook at all.
Douglas Walker, read that comment.
I can't get to it fast enough. Just read it. Just read it. You have it pulled up.
I blame Severson for COVID.
Jesus.
That's an inappropriate bell.
Ding, 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 ding.
Well, I think at that note, we should probably head into our final thoughts. Thank you, Douglas, for listening. Thank you, Matt and Cheryl. Hey, there's Campbell over there in New Zealand. Ramona and everybody else. YouTube Live, Facebook Live. Everyone should be excited about
Twitter Live.
Twitter Live. Everyone should be excited, about this team. This is what we've been talking about now for a couple seasons with all these prospects. You saw a glimpse of it. Get ready because this is what's coming here to New Jersey. All right, we're going to have a lot of fun at the Rock real soon. And I will say, Sam Wu, instead of the bullhorn, I think for the first game, you should be live here on the podcast. And when we get the game, you should do You should do your stage announcement here live on the show instead of the bullhorn. So everyone who is like me, who can't be at the game, could then like hear and connect with you that way instead of you being in the street, probably getting arrested by the Newark police again. You know?
Actually, I will say this: we legally can have our loudspeakers on the streets that day, and I am going to put a gigantic monitor so people outside of the bar, because of safety reasons, that they can watch outside and listen to our podcast, and I can give you the starting lineups.
Yes, there we go.
For your New Jersey Devils. Very good, man. I think it's going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to it.
Number 28. Forget about that guy.
Number 28. The reason, the bane of Douglas's existence.
Butt puck.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're going to
How classic would it be if Douglas showed up to the podcast wearing a number 28 jersey and on the back it said butt puck? Although people might look at that jersey and say, what? What? It says what? Who? So I guess we'll jump into final thoughts like Scotty was saying. I was going to try to do the Norm Macdonald moth joke, but I can't do it properly. So if you've never seen Norm Macdonald's moth joke, it is probably the funniest moment on any kind of Conan or Letterman or any of those. He had a way of delivering a joke that's beyond anybody else. So I'm not going to butcher it. I'm not going to try and do it. Although I was looking forward to trying it. I'm not going to do it. But my final thought is this: tomorrow night, I'm excited to see what the lines are going to be. I don't know if Jack Hughes is going to play. They might sit him out. Don't get panicky. Don't get worried, because it just might be a maintenance thing more than anything else. They don't want to try to get anybody hurt. We're not trying to go through the 82 games in 3 days. So let's see who they roll out there tomorrow night. It's going to be interesting to see if Mac Black gets the start, or if they're going to give it back to maybe even Nico Dawes. So, going against the Capitals again, will the Capitals have their big guns out there again? Will the Capitals be playing more of their taxi squad / AHL team? Who knows? But what I want to see is another meet expectations kind of night. So go out there, have fun, do some good things, and show growth like we've been doing the last 3 games. And that's that.
And eventually we'll have to talk about this. Damn you, NHL TV, for leaving.
Yes.
This is terrible, because finding games now out of market is really hard, and it's not cool. The ESPN Plus thing is not that awesome. Like the NHL TV, I could just watch a game whenever I wanted. Like now it doesn't work that way. So I don't know what's going on. But I gotta say, as an out of market fan, kind of disappointed in NHL, especially. Thanks. Soon as we get all these awesome guys now ready up in here to play, and I'm going, oh yeah, awesome. Oh, no more NHL.TV. So
nope.
I had a long week, and all I wanted to do was watch those damn games, and I couldn't even do it. I had to watch the condensed games through the app. So, really annoyed with that. If anyone's got any good tricks, feel free to hit us up.
And
frustrated in LA.
Yeah, and MSG and Comcast, figure it out. And I'm not speaking just for the Devils. This is Devils. The only thing that Devils, Rangers, and Islander fans can join together and hold hands and sing Kumbaya about is how pissed off we are that you're pulling this crap right before the beginning of the season. Figure it out. If you haven't gone, go to there's websites and whatever. Go sign up. Call your cable provider. I love they say switch providers. I can't because all I got is Xfinity out here or a dish, and I'm not putting a dish on my house that it rains and I can't watch TV. Stupid. Figure it out.
Just get Sling. Cancel your cable and get Sling.
Actually, I will tell you what I got lucky here. I actually have Comcast cable internet. But I actually have the DirecTV app. So And
there you go.
I got lucky. The only
Don't
thing
help
I don't
me.
get
You can get it.
TV
You just
app.
just cancel
Buy
your
it.
cable stuff. Just get the
Yeah.
internet from your cable. That's what I do. I have
Yeah, that's
Spectrum
what
cable,
I
and then
do.
I use Sling. That's it. It's a lot cheaper. No boxes,
True.
Yeah.
no crap like that. But now I'm screwed because I don't have that NHL app. That's what I use.
Beer
to watch
Baron,
all the
you can
games.
come over to my house and watch the games.
I mean, we could do that.
Yeah.
I'll bring the popcorn.
Doc Emmerich's favorite, the popcorn.
That's right.
Some last words. Tomorrow I'll be at Taj Lounge 973 across the street from Prudential Center we'll take 2 of the Let's Go Devils Game Day Live. Vinny Parisi and I will be there from 6 to 6:30. I'm actually beaming him in from Chicago. Also, October 15th, we are going to have a gigantic live podcast. We'll try to beam in Scotty from his beautiful Beverly Hills mansion.
Palatial estate.
And he could just talk to the crowd outside of Taj Lounge 973. Keep it clean. Keep the hits clean.
Classy. Keep it classy.
Keep it classy. We're gonna have some
No
fun.
low blows.
I'm also going to attempt to have a fan cam sky view of the entire Edison Place outside of Taj Lounge 973. Come visit us. Also, thank you to all those that attended last Friday. What? Spot
I was
what?
going to say be able to spot Douglas Walker by his Damon Severson jersey.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
The one that's like
but-
currently on fire.
But seriously, this team's for real. I feel it. I'd like to thank Scotty for talking me off the ledge last season every single post game. I'm seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. And I'll end on this note. Ever since Tom Fitzgerald took over this team, everything's gone in the right direction. Everything has gone in the right direction. And he's doing it the right way, piece by piece. He's not taking shortcuts. He's not overdoing it. He's just doing a fantastic job. And I love this team right now, and I love the young talent because they're ours. They're ours. And Dougie Hamilton wants to be here. Tatar wants to be here. I want to be here. Beer Baron wants to be here.
Yeah, buddy.
A lot of others are going to want to be here. Yeah.
Yeah. So jump on the bandwagon, drop in the podcast at midnight. Thank you, everybody. Till next time, let's go Devils.